Excellent. So we know that the knee, bottom knee should be in front. He's creating as many joints in front of me as possible, but that doesn't really change my will to go forward, right? It just creates obstacles, and if I can solve obstacles, obviously I can be in more advantage, right? So let's see how we can directionally change my partner by behavior on the bottom, right? So all really boils down again to this leg. There's a power of the leg. So take a look. If I'm sitting forward, if I bring my heel inside between my legs, my body changes the direction. If I take my heel out, my body changes the direction. So can we use that to my advantage? My toes are tucked in behind, right? And if I pull, now his directions change diagonally towards my shoulder. Now if I switch my feet, and I take his heel away, his direction changed now. So this now gives me, I can't stop him from coming at me, but what I can is change the directions, right? So if his direction now is changed to this side, can he smash me? It's going to be harder, right? You can probably feel the tension on the knee, right? If I bring this on the opposite side, bring it on the inside, now he can smash me, but he cannot go towards the floor here, right? So why does this matter? Turn this way. Why does this matter, right? Because if Josh is, let's just say, trying to cut the knee, he's trying to lift it. No, the outside. Put the knee up, yep. Now he's going that way, right? Come back. So if I take his heel away, try to do exactly the same motion, bring your knee up. It's harder,
yeah.
Right? Now, if we take this the opposite side of all this, Josh is trying to smash me. That didn't work because I changed the directions. Okay, so we'll work on this in a mechanical way. And again, flexibility varies between all of us. So just we have to work with this, but let's turn this way so everybody can see this. I'm bringing my knee down and my heel up, tucking my toes right towards the ankle. And now pulling this in, changes the direction. If I choose to go the opposite way, I'll switch my feet. Pull it out. So I'm really focusing on that ankle. Either we're coming in, are we switching and going out. What's important is that we manipulate the ankle. The knee is the hinge, so it can only bend up and down in this position, right? If I push the ankle in, is what's happening to the hip. That's what we care about, all right? Now, if I start pushing the calf, now not much is happening, right? So the length matters, right? And this is where, unfortunately, it works, doesn't work in your favor because your legs are much longer, right? So the arch is much bigger. So if we switch, I get on the bottom, right? When I'm doing either one of these, I'm hunting the ankle, because that's what the arch is the biggest. Matter of fact, if I'm able to scoop it up and lift it, now I'm increasing that arch. Right? And the same thing in the opposite side. If I'm going inside, it's a little bit mechanically harder, but I'm using my hips to withdraw. Now there's clear change in the hip location now, right? So 1, 2, and now you can almost play full manipulation of the entire situation as all of this is unfolding, okay? But this is where really the power of this comes in, because if my partner is smashing me, pulling the knee inside or putting the foot inside might not be my best choice, right? He's smashing me and I don't want him to go into the direction, switching my feet now changes the direction, and now allowing him to pressure into me. The point where we probably all like it the least, now my partner's on top of you, right? And more he engages, more attachment, less mobility. So more he squeezes in, obviously, right? So you will feel that pressure here, right? But the interesting part is here where we can still use the same strategies to create more space, right? So if I switch the feet, right? It is much easier for me to manipulate this than just using my arms. So notice that more pressure up top, more free my hips are. And we often talk about this, you can control one or the other, not both of them. There's always a weakness on the opposite side. So more he attaches himself, more his hips are free. He's probably might be lifting them up a little bit, driving into me, creating some of those points of advantage. My elbows are out, I'm flat on my back. Big problems, right? This is where we can switch. Driving into me is less effective. Everything shifted slightly. 1 inch changes. Now I can probably push, reset, reframe, right? Maybe now I can drive this in, space, 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 right? So it's not which one is better than the other, but how I can take advantage of the hip switch and the hip mobility to my advantage. That's the important part, right? And again, everything is much easier when we are right here. That was easy. But the moment my partner gain advantages, and now I'm flat on my back, right? That's a big problem. Pushing into it might be difficult. So what if I could lift some of the weight, right? Even notice how I'm feeding off. So I always make it, me personally, I always have this inside hook engaged. I'm not hunting for it, it's always there. Because that's what I know where the ankle is. Right now I'm at the calf, I'm towards the knee. You probably see that. But that also means that his ankle is down. And I'm very aware of that part. So if I need the ankle to move, I will simply open. My instep comes in, feed it right off. There it is, right? If I need to clamp, then I'm clamping. If I need to extend, then I'm extending. If I need to pull in, I'm pulling in. If I need to feed it off, I'm feeding it off, right? So let's play this little drill game on top, create attachment. Let's not be vicious, but clearly be on top. Try to flatten me out, the person on the bottom here, there is a pressure, right? Good, that also means his hips lift up. I know that already. So I can take advantage of that. Left, left, and we are moving. My knees outside, that means I can shift, reset, regard. Right? So we talked about 2 directions and so far, right? The foot comes in, he shifts, foot goes out, he shifts. There's one more direction that we can use it. Okay, come back. This is where it really becomes a full package, right? So up to this point, Josh wants to be one up, right? I'm dragging it inside, I'm dragging it to the outside. That's what we've done. But what if I could drag him out? Now I'm putting myself in a disadvantage. What's the disadvantage here?
Elbows and arms out.
I'm flat on my back, my elbows are out. And that's the nature of the sacrifice that I'm making. But if I ask Josh, can you get to your knees and move forward? He's stuck.
No.
So now, this is not necessarily something that makes me improve my position, but I can use that as a tool to manipulate his weight. Right? So if I shift him that way, he's going to fall next to me. If I shift him opposite way, he will topple on the top of my hip. Or I can extend him out. Now he shifts down. And I have by far more shoulder and hip mobility. Okay, let's say, come on this side, because I want you to take a look at the mechanics of this. And it feeds very nicely. So we had our heel control. We were switching to the opposite side. Now I will bring this closer to the knee, and I will grapevine behind that shoelace. So my shoelaces are behind my calf, and the other shoelace is behind towards his shoelace. And now as I extend, he becomes much longer. Right? And I can manipulate this up and down, up and down. I can switch side, right? So now we gain a third dimension in which we can manipulate his hip. Now there's a lot of power behind this, right? So let's try this.